So the link still remains. If you would like to ask a question, or you would like to have a particular question bumped up, you can please go ahead and use it. For this next session, I've not told these people, these two couples, that I'm bringing them up. I hope that won't cause any wahala. Please welcome with me this morning the Felix Adejumos. Thank you. You may please be seated. And also welcome with me the David Adejumos. I told you I know this because please celebrate my wife as she comes up. Thank you for standing to recognize her. All right, now that you're here, I welcome you to this gathering. Because this is a very professional outlook, I'm going to be referring to you, sir, as BFA. I'm going to be referring to you, ma, as Lady FFA. BFAA, Lady FFA. And I'm going to be referring to you, ma, as Mrs. Babe. So, is that okay? Please introduce yourself.
Funke Felix Adejumos.
I am Felix Remy Adejumos.
Adebimpe Adejumos.
Oh, and me. I am David Dotun Adejumos. Thank you. This is the first time this has happened in the history of Agape, so I feel privileged to be at the center of it. Would you please help me welcome them specially once again? This is going to be, I can assure you, a power-packed session by God's grace. I'm going to jump straight to the bishop, sir. Can you describe a moment where you felt, oh, sorry, that's... Yes. In your opinion, sir, in what role does purpose play in, first, your personal and professional development as regards the ministry as a whole and what you do as a person?
Thank you so much, PD, for having me. First of all, the ultimate goal from the heart of God for purpose is relevance. When God gives you a purpose, it is like God is asking you to give value, to be relevant. Purpose that has nothing to fulfill is not from heaven. So, purpose is about you doing what can affect humanity, in whatever form, directly or indirectly. For me, when I was growing up, I didn't understand what it means to have a purpose. Even though I had, but I didn't understand that it was part of my purpose. When we were raised in the church, we were not raised with things like this. We were just being taught the doctrines. We were not being taught things that will make us know that we are here to fulfill purpose. Not until when I began to grow older and I began to see, so what I have been doing was I was actually fulfilling purpose. Even when I was in the urban and regional planning profession, when I was doing that, I never knew that I was still fulfilling purpose. Now, also, when I became a pastor, now I understand better that my destiny is what I'm doing. I'm doing it because this is my destiny. And one of the ways by which we can know that you are actually fulfilling purpose is that, one, you will find it easy. Number two, you will be fulfilled. Number four, you will be happy. And number three, you will be happy doing it. Number four, you will have joy doing it. Then number five, you have passion doing it. So actually, like the SAN, Kolade, the SAN said, sowing is actually the summary of living. And that is you fulfilling purpose. Thank you.
Thank you. Lady FFA, you are known all around the world for being an advocate for marriage and a good home, fulfilling purpose in marriage. Must I marry to fulfill purpose?
Thank you very much, PD, for having me. And well done to you and your team. The issue of marriage has been overflowed in our culture particularly. It's almost as if you are not yet married, then you are sick. Something is wrong with you. Unconsciously, it's a cultural thing. Your mom returns from a wedding ceremony and she's putting so much pressure on you. See what I brought. See this. When will you bring your own? And all that. And therefore, for 7 major wrong reasons, people get married. Let me repeat that it is not marriage that completes you. No. If you are an incomplete single person, you will meet and marry an incomplete person, and you will have an incomplete marriage. Therefore, enjoy where you are on your way to where you are going, and don't waste your season of being single, because you will never have it back. I believe that marriage is neutral, just like money. Marriage amplifies who people are. Marriage does not necessarily change people. If you are a wicked person and you have money, you will be wickeder. You'll be more wicked. If you're a kind person and you have money, it's an unconscious thing. It's the same thing with marriage. Therefore, close one eye in prayer. Open the other one in looking very well. If you are not married, it doesn't mean you can't fulfill purpose. But if you are married, it enhances the fulfillment of your purpose. If and only if you are correctly married.
Wow. I believe we're all listening this morning. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. I came across your profile. I was reading your bio, and it says that you came from a royal family. You were married into a royal family, and you married a pastor, and you still work in the fintech space. So my question to you, Mrs. Babe, is how has your understanding of your purpose evolved over time? What events have shaped this, and how have you stayed fulfilling purpose, taking these several roles?
Praise the Lord. Thank you for having me, PD.
You're welcome.
And not telling me.
You're welcome.
You know, when he said 2 couples, and then he was already sitting in one chair, and dad and mom were sitting in the other set of chairs, I was looking back already to say, we need one more chair for the second couple. That's how oblivious I was to this plan. But I thank God for this moment. Now that we are here, praise God. So I always say that I feel like I've lived 2 different lives, like before I got married and after I got married. like, I look at myself sometimes and I can't believe that it's the same person, not in a negative way, but it was a completely different life to the life that I'm living now in so many ways. When I think about sometimes when I lived in America and the things that I did and the places that I went, and then coming back to Nigeria, then coming to Akure, some people, I can hear you. You start to wonder that, how did all of these things happen? And God began to open my eyes, like things happen over time. And I started saying, oh my God. I was a teenager, maybe 19 or 20. I had a boyfriend, he was a Muslim. And my mom said, this might take longer than a minute, I'm sorry. And my mom said, you are just joking, you are going to marry a pastor. And, you know, when you look at where I was and it doesn't, how is that going to happen, pastor? This is just one example. There are so many examples. In the last year or two, I've had so many young people come to me. Either they want to relocate, they want to go to America, they don't even know where to start, or they've now gotten their visa, they don't know, please, I'm not an agent or, hey guys, you get it. So many people, and I started to think that, oh my God. So it wasn't just for my education that I went to America. It's to be a blessing. It's one of the things that you leave the country as a young person, you are so unsure of so many things. To have somebody in your corner that has been through all of those things, simply to be able to tell you, okay, do it like this. As simple as, I was trying to remember the other day, how many weeks did it take me to get my social security number? And I was talking to somebody like, okay, when you get there, do it like this, do it like that. I'm living my purpose. I'm living my purpose in helping young people. I'm a career person, I'm not a business person. Whether I'm guiding you on do this, do this, do this, take this course, don't take that course, or you want to relocate, or in your relationships, or in your young marriage, or in who to marry, I'm not sure that this side of my purpose, because I have many, I would have fulfilled it as much as I have if I didn't marry my husband. That's number one. Or I would have had the platform to do it in this capacity and really find fulfillment in doing it. Number two, relocating to Akure, it wasn't very pleasant. I didn't like it. Sometimes I don't like it. I'm being very honest with you. You will be in some places that you won't really like it, but with time, trust me, you will begin to identify why God allowed you to be in that place at that particular time. It is for a reason. It is for a reason. In fintech, I knew, I'm sorry, I'm taking your time. In fintech, I knew that this is what God wanted me to do, because when I moved to Akure, when working remotely was not even a thing, we moved here in 2016 or 2017, remote work was not a thing, and they told me at my place of work to move to Akure and remain on the team. It was unheard of. I'm not the most, yes, I'm brilliant. Of course I'm brilliant, but I'm not the most brilliant person. I'm not the most experienced person. And guess what? At the time, it became too stressful for me to travel all the time. I had to resign. After some time, I went back and I said, I'm ready to resume. And they said, okay, start next week. So I knew that, and of course, God knows that I like money. So I can't be in Akure and not be earning an income. So he had to add that dimension. Praise God. Let me stop for now.
Wow. Thank you for that dimension. BFAA. I remember many years ago, this church was just a small structure here. You had a vision. Most of us didn't exactly believe in that vision. You had a vision, you had a purpose. You sold a dream to us. It was difficult to fathom, but you saw it through. And today we have what we see, and it has helped us to even believe more. To what extent does your purpose influence other people's purposes? To what extent does it drive other people to dream more, to want to become more?
Thank you so very much. I'm so privileged and honored to be one that God called, and then also God assisted, God backed up. I can say that whatever you are seeing, either in my life, around me, it has been God. G-O-D. Absolutely, I have to acknowledge that, because the race is not to the swift, the battle is not to the strong. Not because I am better. That is the reason why we are seeing what we are seeing, because we started very small. But one thing that I'd like us to understand is that if you discover your purpose, the reason why God sent you, and you believe in it, you share it with people. Because the same God who gave you that vision, that purpose, because your purpose, like I said, when I was teaching one time, that purpose precedes your coming in. Your purpose actually was here before you came. So once you are able to connect with that purpose and you are able to share it with people, you cannot fulfill your purpose in isolation. God did not design it that way. So people that God has destined to team up with you without also losing focus of their own purpose will come around you. And you will work as a team, and then you will find results in whatever you are doing. As they are helping me fulfill my purpose, I am also helping them to fulfill their own purpose. And all of us are happy together, and that is it. So just like I said, my destiny is pastoring. Call me any title, I enjoy it. And from the scratch, from two people, we're able to build what you have today. And can I tell you something? This thing is still nothing. As it were, it's like I do not allow it to make me feel that I have achieved anything, because I know that it has been God and not me. So I have shared it with people. Vision intensifies. So I keep sharing it and keep sharing it. What I saw in my vision, I shared with the people. I said I saw a sea of heads. Today we have about 12 or 13 branches in town. We have about 36 branches in the country. So the vision I saw, well, in the country, then one outside. The vision I saw in my own kuru eyes, because God backed it up, are now manifesting. And it can happen to anybody. When God gives you a vision, share it.
Wow. Share the vision. Thank you, sir. I am rounding off school, and I am scared that I won't get a job to do. How do I transition into tech?
Transitioning into tech has become easier because there are so many roles that are not tech-based. You can be a project manager and work in tech. You can be in customer service and work in tech. Just make sure that you continue to build your skills. There are so many skilled, the job market is so competitive that if you are not learning, if you are not getting certifications, if you are not going for trainings, you will just find that you begin to get offers that you're not, it's been mentioned earlier, resources go to where value is. The more valuable you are, the more money you would make. It is just that simple. Get those certificates, go for those trainings, whether they're free, you have to pay for some. Just make sure that you are continuing to learn and don't stop.
Yes, absolutely. There are some courses I've taken up now, something as basic as cybersecurity, that normally is not my, in my line, but, and you can find some of this stuff to subscribe to online, like Udemy, for instance. I'm not advertising anything, and you pay as little as 5,000 to learn a whole course. There are so many resources out there. Please go get knowledge. Like you mentioned, value is the most important thing. FFA, ma'am. I noticed that anytime I tell a particular friend of mine something good that is going to happen, it won't happen again. How does it help with my psychology? Or how does it help with my... I don't even know.
That's strange. I think you need to stop. A fool uttereth all that is in his mind. And the fact that somebody bears the title of a pastor does not mean that that person is of God. And does not mean that that person is called. So once you have noticed that, please learn and stop sharing. Abi? Ah.
But it can also be a myth. It can be a myth. It can also be a myth. Something you choose to believe over the years. Like if you sit on the mortar, if you eat on the mortar, you won't be full. In other words, there's no amount of mortar, you won't be full. You know, Odo? Those are the things that, superstitions. Oh, you read in the Bible about Joseph. He shared his own vision. They persecuted him. He suffered a while, but that was part of his destiny. He still fulfilled it. So it is well.
So that's just the balance.
Can I ask you that if, for instance, people don't share, won't they enter into mistakes or error? Sometimes you need clarifiers. There must be a balance because sometimes people go into error because they are not, I just want to keep it to myself, and they jump into fire. I want to ask you.
I think it depends on the situation and it depends on the kind of relationship you have. If you always tell somebody, whether you believe it or not, and it doesn't happen, can you just keep quiet for some time? Try it. If it happens, then you know that you will not, it is not this thing I should be telling this person. Instead of going through the pain and the pain and the pain.
Thank you for that balance, the two of you. Please celebrate them for me. There's a question here. I won't even ask the audience. I'll just quickly answer this. I met this amazing girl in my service year. We are planning marriage, but we have same genotype, AS. How can we handle this court? It's really making us sad. Calm down now. So let's go to biology. AS means you would likely produce AA, AS, AS, SS. It doesn't always mean that is the way to work. I have some friends, both parents are AS. They have SS, SS, AA. And that was it. I would say as much as possible, there are many fishes out there now. As much as possible, except you feel this extreme conviction from heaven. Now we will not leave you and God to handle it. There was a time I was dating someone. We were about to start dating, and then she was asking. The first question she asked me was, "What is your genotype?" I'm like, What does that have to do with anything? She was like, "She's AS." I was like, "Well, I'm AA, so I guess I'm the golden boy, right?" Hallelujah. But see, on a more serious note, it's advisable. See, in Nigeria especially, we don't have a good management system for that. Maybe if you're in a different country, that's fine. But as much as possible, I think it's best you avoid it. So back to FFA. How can I convert a sexual relationship to a godly relationship without breaking it up? Because he is indeed a great man, and I believe that we are meant to be. Now, wow.
I'm going to leave that question to the bishop. I believe there is nothing called casual sex. Every contact, every sexual contact is a sexual contract.
Word.
I'm a law student. Contract has processes. Contracts can take you to court. You have rights, you have obligations. SAN, should have even said SAN, you have obligations, you have remedies. Please and please, if you are a lady, when you go into fornication, you lose. It is the fact. I'm doing a research now. There's a scientific thing about sexual contact now. Some scientists are saying that if you have sex with someone, maybe you had the sex 15 years ago, every negative thing that person carries flows into your life. I'm not yet sure. I'm still doing that research. But it's not even coming from pastors. It's coming from scientists. So you cannot just say it was a casual sex. No, you can't do that. If you want to convert someone, you can't. It's only the Holy Spirit that converts. And you cannot say because you want to marry the person, you want to convert a sexual relationship to a godly relationship. In fact, the foundation is destroyed already because you're already having sex. And I wish I knew you. We can bet it. That man will not marry you. I'm telling you this. That man, because men are natural hunters. When you give it to a man on a platter of gold, you demean him. A man wants to hunt for you. Hunt for you. But now, he's been everywhere. So he's going to come around and say, the way I'm even feeling, safe. Very few men are kind. Very, very few men. So, the first thing I want to tell you is stop that sexual contact. True love waits. Let's see if without that sex, he can still wait for you, he can still love you. Otherwise, when you get married and something happens, you cannot have sex, he's going to sleep with your house help. He's going to sleep with your friend. Something will happen because the relationship is now based on sex. Bishop, sir.
I was thank you so much. Please, can you put your hands together for that? I was counseling with one lady. The lady is not here now, so even if you are, I won't tell you the name. So she came around to tell me that her boyfriend then wanted sex all the time, and she has been giving him. And then she was saying, Daddy, what's going to happen? Will this man still marry me? And I said, first of all, stop that nonsense. Stop it now. And I gave him a piece of paper to sign an undertaking that I said, before I pray for you, sign an undertaking that you will not have sex with that man again. Okay? They come to church together. Okay? Then later, one day, the man came as usual to have fun with her, and she told him no more, no way. And then as at that time, the junior sister came around to visit her sister. So the man looked at the girl, and he was making the comment to his then whatever. He said, "Oh, this your sister is pretty, man. Oh my God, she's even more beautiful than you." That statement made her to cry. She cried and cried and came back to me. I said, "You have sent the signal." It's a no for you. God settled this lady. She's married now, happily married with 2 children to the best and the best of men. Don't steal what you own. Don't go ahead and steal from yourself. You own the thing. You are going to Lagos, the governor invites you for the dinner. Along the way, you stop at Oshu. You took 5 or 7 akara. You got to Ibadan. You went to Alamala by the side road. You ate amala. And you have not gotten to Lagos. By the time you get to Lagos, you are full. What are you looking for again? So that's the thing.
Wow. Thank you, Bishop. Do we still have some few minutes, everybody? Is that okay? Good. I'm going to ask this as a follow-up question. As a lady with so much value to offer, but the people you meet to work with or want to work for, they don't want your value, they want your body. What do you do?
This is a very tricky one because sometimes women live in different circumstances. You might come from maybe even in your family, you are the only one that has a job, or you don't know how to pay your rent, and it looks like an easy escape. This is something that has already been mentioned from dad and mom. These things are not just something casual. or you feel like nobody knows, you can quickly do it and rise through the ranks. It is not even rising, it's jumping, and you will eventually fall. You are in an environment where you are sleeping with your boss, but you don't know the job, and they are promoting you and paying you. Something happens to the boss, they transfer him to another place, and they bring new management, low baton. Of course, immediate termination, and everybody will be wondering that's what happened. Only you knows what happened. Probably even people around you, because those things you can't hide them. Everybody will be talking about it, that how did she got it because, right? So continue to build your skills. Listen, nobody can remove what is in your brain. If you continue to learn, if you continue to invest in yourself, it will be, in fact, it's for somebody to even, it is not even possible. They can't even try it because you have so much to offer. It will not even cross their mind. And even you, because of what you carry, because of what you know, if you are in a company and you are not getting paid well, you can use that as a leapfrog to a better company. Do what you can, gain all the experience, and while you are there, continue to apply to places that would see your value and pay for your value. So don't just sit there and be looking for an easy escape and how to get it quickly. Build yourself, develop yourself, learn new skills, take courses, get certifications, and continue to apply for better opportunities.
Fantastic. And you don't even know where God is taking you to. Deacon Oguntiloye was my mate. I was a year his senior. And we happened to meet here in Agape. And he became the head usher. One day I said to myself, if I had slept with him, what would have happened? I didn't know I would be married to a big man. I didn't know that I would be in this situation. If he's a bad person, he will start blackmailing me. 3 million in Magbalin. Bishop. You know that kind of a thing. You don't know where you are going. And some men are kiss and tell. Our last born said she was at a function with her husband one day, and one silly boy just stood up and said, can you imagine? I've slept with all of you, except, and they were all like this. In case you get married to a bishop tomorrow, in case you get married to a senator, in case you get married to a governor, and the person you slept with is now the ADC. Low baton.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. How has your Nigerian heritage, Bishop, and your background influenced the direction of your life's purpose?
Thank you so very much. First of all, I was born a prince, but stayed in poverty because my parents were not that rich. They could afford what we will eat, but not excess. I was born a prince, but trekking. I was born a prince, still no life. But one thing that God helped me with when I left the village was I chose my friends, the people that I wanted to work with. I didn't choose from among the poor people. I chose from among the rich children. So I was learning from them, their comportment, the way they eat, the way they reason, the way they are doing things. I didn't know I was just doing my own. But at the same time, God helped me early to have this, let me say, self-worth. What do we call it now? Self-esteem. Correct self-esteem. And I told myself, my birth process, or where I came from, will not affect what I will become in life. So that was my approach as I was growing up, studying, reading, and things like that. So I think that's one of the reasons why today I can stand anywhere in the world and still do what I need to do without feeling intimidated. I am not intimidated by what you have. Your success does not intimidate me. I am have confidence anywhere I go. Just because of these things that I went through in life, I did not allow some of my past to affect me. I walked out of it. And today I can say God has helped me.
Thank you, sir. I'm a civil engineer graduate, but I am a painter. I'm into painting, paint production and interior decoration. Mom wants me to study masters, but I don't want to. How do I go about this?
You know, one time, I will give you opportunity to say something. You know, one time I said, what we are gifted for is superior to what we are trained for. The first thing is that identify your giftings, then go for skill. In other words, for skill acquisition in that area. I have seen many doctors who are not practicing medicine. They are fashion designers, and they are earning a lot from that. I have seen somebody who finished law, who told the parents, now I have fulfilled or satisfied your desire. I am a lawyer, but I'm not going to practice it. This is what I want to do. I have seen them in acting. They are acting. Yeah, you know some of them who are also, like Adebayo and Co. Funke Akindele, and some of them, they were lawyers and they did not practice. Or maybe they practiced for some time and so on. So it does not matter. You are not restricted. That is why education here is completely different from the education abroad. You find your whatever, and then you do what you want to do. You know that this one will fetch you more than practicing your profession.
Absolutely. And I also believe in the place of you being sure of what you want and going for it. But I don't know. Do you have any other comments?
I just wanted to add that sometimes, can you hear me? Okay. I just wanted to add that it depends on this particular person, exactly where you are. If you're a fresh graduate and you are also a painter and all of these things, that means that you've not had enough time to grow in that business and you still have time to kind of figure it out. But if you've been out of school for a while and you've been painting for a while, probably your mom has seen that this painting thing is not really working right now while you are still pursuing those opportunities. Because I know that once you've been out of school for some time, for you to be able to get a job is harder. So you might want to upskill so that you can enter the job market. So I think that for this particular person, it's just it might be a timing thing. If you've been out of school for a long time and you've been painting and you now want to get a job, maybe it's not really working, or your mom can see that you should be doing better than this. That's why she's saying go back to school.
Okay, for instance, if you have flair for driving, you are a driver, you have flair for it. You may be a PhD holder of any profession. When you get abroad and you go for the training of either driving a truck, long trailer, the trailer that people drive here, and you say that they are all nonsense people, they earn more than a lecturer. Their salary is close to that of the president. They earn a lot. Or you drive forklift. Many of you are not seeing that. You get the experience here. By the time you go there, you just do some certification, and then you drive. I tell you, they earn a lot. And it's not only, when I get there, I want to be an IT person. There are so many IT. You can do other things. A forklift driver, whatever, you would earn more and you can build your business with that.
And you can also do your master's simultaneously with your painting. Do you paint every hour? So you can do it online. You can do it. And if your mom wants to sponsor you, why not? Get someone put in charge of your painting, paint production. Go get your master's. You notice that if you're a bricklayer and you are well read, it shows.
They are even looking for bricklayers. Have you read that now England, UK is looking for artisans? Oh, they are looking, and they said they will make the visa easy for them to come in. In fact, they specify bricklayers, painters, and different kinds of professions. They said that you come to the UK now in case you want to japa. There are opportunities for you. And you see, whether you are a graduate, you finish from FUTA, you did mech engine, you did anything. What is most important is value. Add value in a particular profession. Anything. If you're a painter, oh my God.
And please, there is money in Nigeria. You
okay.
can prosper here. Some people get there and they are doing Rubbish. Second-class citizens. So let that be your last resort and be led. But if you open your eyes, there is wealth here. My husband is a bishop. He preaches. He does this and that. He's a conference speaker. But he's a farmer. Go to his farm there. You need to know how much he makes on tomatoes.
Tell us, well.
Chicken, pig. He was telling me about one woman that is into piggery. I think the husband died recently in politics. That woman sold pigs and made 3 million, one sitting, one business.
Before her husband died, he made 15 million from piggery.
I want to start too now. Even you, let's do our own together. Please, show us. And you can put people there. So it's not only about, I'm going abroad. Some of you are blessed. Don't go abroad as a slave. Go abroad. One day I was in Virgin Atlantic, you know, when they come to take you from your house. And I saw on that screen in the car, correct car. I don't know cars, but Olufunke Adejumos, VVIP. When you go there and want me, I felt so good. Go abroad, let Oyibo drive you. Make your money here. Oh, Mada, Nigeria, Mada.
Hallelujah. And I must say that the ministry is building.
Hello, sir. I now know that some of these traps they set is slave trade. If I am asking you to go, I'm sorry. It's all slave trade. Their own children can't do it. They want slaves that will serve them forever. And you are not a slave. You are a prince. You are a princess. You are a king. You are a queen.
They've taken doctors. They are taking lawyers. They are taking now bricklayers.
All right. So wherever you are, make sure you're adding value, purpose. I was invited once to visit a friend in New York, and my brother and I went to stay with them to spend the night. I was like, why? Like, why this pain? And you claim you're living in the US. I'm not saying that is bad, but make sure you have value. People are prospering there, people are prospering there, people are prospering here. Bishop Oyedepo said a lizard in Nigeria would be a lizard in America. Bishop Benson, there was an alligator in Nigeria. A lizard in Nigeria will not change to an alligator in the UK. So please take note. Thank you. And like I said, we're building a hub in the church where we can help incubate your dreams as well. Apart from preaching to you, we'll show you different things. So we should be excited about that. We're going to be rounding up very, very soon. Okay, so I am currently single. The lady I like in this church earns more than I do. Should I still shoot my shot regardless? I fear she might disgrace me.
Just up your game. That's not enough a reason for you to leave a lady. Let me tell you, the truth is a challenge. Let me tell you the truth. Whether you like it or not, women are being empowered. Something is going on among women. You can see it in the world. For the first time, a woman is the vice president of America. For the first time in 20 years, a woman is the deputy governor of Ghana Central Bank. For the first time, women are, go Google it. When COVID happened, countries that women administered did not suffer COVID. One person died. Google it. Because I wanted to go give a speech and I had to Google that. So God is doing something with women. You, our men, you are in leadership. And you keep pumping. I come to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. The bishop is preaching. A woman is a multiplier. All the words that he's speaking, possibility. You can do it. God is coming. It's affecting me, whether I'm conscious of it or not. And women, we hit the ground, we run. So women are doing a lot of things. Men, wake up. You cannot say as it was in the beginning, so shall it be. So if the woman you want to marry is earning more, instead of you to run away, start something. I hate that word hustle. It's not a positive word. But do something by the side. Now that you have and don't show her that you're already intimidated by your attitude. It will look funny. Just let her know that you're challenged. Just tell her, look, I'm starting a fashion, whatever. Even if you don't know anything about fashion, you can employ people. You can learn anything. 1 year, Bishop bought a car for me. It wasn't my birthday. And I went to the market a few days after. I replied him with a car. You know what the bishop did? He bought me another one. I couldn't reply. So that's how to be a man. Be challenged.
Thank you. You are a brand executive, and as regards purpose, because I've seen several questions about how do you become visible. I have this talent, I have that talent, but people are not seeing me. How do you position yourself? How do you become visible as regards your purpose? How do you position yourself? I have a dream, I have goals, I've developed myself. For people, how do I make people see me? It's for you. It's not for mom. It's for you.
I think this question is more for mom because I do what I do. I push my brand more than I push myself. For example, if you go on Instagram, the last time I posted was probably, I don't know how long ago, but mom said 2022. But if you go on my brand's page, we're posting sometimes 3 times a day. So I'm probably the wrong, in terms of personal branding, I'm more subtle, but corporate branding, yes. So I don't think.
So use corporate branding to brand personal.
Okay, so of course, if you want to be visible, you have to position yourself as a thought leader in your chosen career or field. You have to position yourself as a thought leader. If you want to be a thought leader in any field, obviously, you need the knowledge. So if you, so we have a lot of influencers now. People talk about fashion. You can't come and talk about fashion when, your fashion is questionable. So we need to take care of that aspect first. You're a thought leader. You can speak on your chosen topic with confidence and believability. Then you can, so you see some people will go viral for the wrong reasons. You don't want to go viral for the wrong reasons. You want to go viral for the right reasons. Know what you're talking about. Be as knowledgeable as possible. Then it's easier for you to begin to push that content out. Now, content marketing and all of those things are, a whole nother ball game. But if you now want to just put yourself out there and put the content, with time, it will go viral because, of course, people are looking for information, people are looking for knowledge. Eventually, people that need that knowledge will find you. You form your own community, and then you can continue to grow from there. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. Very, very great. We're going to round off now. I'm going to ask for a final remark from each of our guests today. Bishop, sir. Okay, or should I say Bishop should round up for us?
Some people are not successful because when the opportunity knocks, they complain about noise.
Wow. Wow. Some people are not successful because when the opportunity knocks, they complain about noise, always finding excuses. Thank you, ma.
I would say that, and I posted this last night or so, some things that hurt your heart the most is where your purpose lies. So don't miss the opportunity. I spoke a few weeks ago about starting over. Sometimes some things will happen to you and you just cannot understand it. Please pay attention to what God is doing in that moment. Take the lessons. You just might find your purpose in it.
Thank you. Thanks, babe.
Life is essentially a journey. Don't confuse whatever you are going through right now with the destination God has for you. Manage every moment of your life well. And all of this will culminate into you becoming what God intends for you to become.
Can I just say, Dad and Mom, it's been an absolute privilege to sit on the panel with you. You know, I was shaking as I was coming up. So thank you, Dad and Mom, for being a blessing always. And it's an absolute privilege for me. Thank you, Sam. Thanks, babe.
Thank you for allowing me to change the trajectory of mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationship. Thank you for being absolutely wonderful. Thank you for being a part of the Felix Adejumos tribe. We've had our moments, we've fought, we've cried, but you are the best.
Please, can I have tissue paper? On a more serious note, I believe this has been beautiful. Thank you, sir.